yet.
Yeah, but the attack will be finished in a second, and I think Chankin will be barely able to hold this. And this puts
He does
Chankin
actually
in a
have
really
less
nice
roaches
position.
here.
He has
He does
less
have the
roaches, but look at
queens.
the queen energy though.
Yeah.
So many transfuses.
Yeah, Chan Kim's fine in this position. Right
Yeah, and
now,
Crimson knows that he has to start droning again. But I feel like Chankim, as long as he doesn't overcommit to units right now, he's in a really nice spot having those double upgrades. Decent transfuses here, taking the fight. But oh, there are a lot of roaches from Crimson, but the reinforcements from Chankim comes in, and he stutters forward as he should to get all his roaches attacking, and we'll have no trouble fighting this off, I think.
yeah, pretty bad engage to take there from Crimson. That Spine Crawler will just even further the lead if Crimson chooses to save.
Nice play by Chankim, chasing down these roaches, getting what he can. And suddenly Chankim's up 10 supply, he's up an upgrade, and he's perfectly safe to drone this third up.
They are actually even on drones at this point as well. So, surprisingly even despite that happening.
Yeah, no, Crimson's just gone to 53 drones, and he's going back into roaches. Whereas Chankim is actually going all the way up to 60 drones, so I expect to see at least a fourth gas. Oh, he already has 4, right. Probably a 5th gas come down, and maybe a Hydra transition with this many drones.
Hydras I would prefer a lot later towards 180 supply, but
yeah, you stay on roaches for a long time, but
yeah. In this position, yeah, we obviously have to favor Chan Kim a bit, but really in this kind of a game, you can't really. You have to take the economy when it's this even with a bit of a grain of salt, just because everything can change from one engage with Roach versus Roach.
Yeah, and Crimson does actually restore his drone count up, so they're now almost even at 61 to 59. And Crimson is choosing to go for the Roach Tech route instead of the Hydra route. He's going for Burrow and Burrow movement, and he's going to try and get some multi-prong harassment on, and I really like this style. It's something I want to try out a lot more, because I lose to it a lot.
It's very, very popular at the moment, for sure.
Yeah. And nice here from Crimson, contaminating the upgrades on Chan Kim's Evo chambers, so he's going to try and get himself back in that upgrade war a little.
He did choose to take that second Evo chamber as well for himself, so
yeah.
He really is focusing on those upgrades a lot, yeah.
And he's gone up to 5 gases. Both of them have gone up to 5 gases now, which is a good amount of gas to be harvesting. Now the question is basically, who's going to make something happen and when? I'm kind of surprised not to see any more tech come out from Chan Kim here.
One thing that we can take note of is map control wise, Crimson has a fair bit of creep spread coming out in comparison to Chan Kim's 1 active creep tumor, which isn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not
interesting how both players are actually going through rocks at the same time at the moment. Both looking to gear up to a gold base, perhaps, eventually.
I'm surprised neither of them have tried to take one yet. I guess they're just really focused on getting as many units out as they can, but they've both been able to afford it for a while. But we do see both players now moving out into the center of the map, and Chan Kim has the bigger army for now. Crimson got a bit supply blocked there. He's actually at 180, making 7 overlords. That's a bit of a misstep. And he's doesn't want to take this fight now at all. Oh no, and Chan Kim's just going for it. He sees he has a bigger army, judges it correctly, and goes for the fight. And Crimson's taking it. I really don't like this from Crimson. There's so many more roaches from Chan Kim.
There are reinforcements coming in for Crimson though, and it actually isn't looking as bad as it could have, but Chan Kim should still come out ahead. He is climbing ahead.
Nice pyro from Crimson though, and there's no overseer. Oh, a bit of a silly mistake there, not to have an overseer with your army, especially when you see your opponent has the pyro movement upgrade. But he is going to deny this 4th, really nice.
I think Crimson should have done that initially, though, given that he wouldn't have won that engage. And there's no reason to take this engage either.
Yeah, this is a really bad fight to be taking. I'm not sure why he's doing it.
He's already lost his 4th. There's no reason to do this.
I think
there's
it's
nothing he's saving.
Yeah, I think he's almost committed to the loss here at this point. He's so far down on supply. Like, this fight is now ending up okay, just because Chan Kim's reinforcements are late, but now they're here and Crimson has to burrow. Oh, they're overseas here, he has to run. Wow. And I think with those good trades, Chan Kim's just won the game. Like, look at the suppliers. There's no econ advantage for Crimson to bring this back. His upgrades are actually behind. Like, how does he win this game from there?
Yeah, I don't see it happening. These roaches should just come in, and there is an overseer done now, so these burrow tactics won't help much longer.
And there's not even any burrow squads out on the map to try and do counter damage. I think Crimson's just dead. And that supply block was really brutal. I think that's what lost him this game, really. I mean, obviously his decision making wasn't the best, but there's the G. Chan Kim takes it back to 2-4. Really nice play there.
So one thing I want to touch on is earlier on, we saw that there were a few things delayed in Crimson's build. The Roach one was a bit late, the +1 on the Evo Chamber was a bit late, and then when we saw Crimson coming across the map, all of his timings were hitting just about 5 to 10 seconds before Chan Kim's upgrades were finishing. Chan Kim's attack finished just as Crimson hit. So if Crimson got those things happening at the correct timings in his build, he actually would have had about a 15-second window, and initially of engaging, where he would have been in a pretty good spot. On top of that, Crimson should have taken his third way early, given that there was gasless from Chan Kim, and then he could have saturated it pretty early instead of making the roaches before saturating that third.
Yeah, I completely
Um,
agree. I do think making all those roaches off the two base economy was pretty much a gamble. And maybe if you had those upgrade timings more crisply, it would have worked. But it's a big maybe, I feel, with the kind of style that Champion was doing, the amount of transfuse energy he had, the fact that he had that spine crawler, I think he would have managed to hold anyway. So I would definitely prefer to see Crimson just drone up that third, play out the build the way you were suggesting it be played, because that would have given him that nice little econ edge going into the mid game.
yeah, I'm definitely very experienced with this Snoop +1 style that Crimson tried, and I can assure you that it actually would have had a very, very strong chance to roll over that third from Chan Kim if he had been playing it the way that we usually see it happen.
Yeah, the more
But
economically focused way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I often do similar things, but after getting link speed, and
Yeah.
even then, it often works. So with a build that tailored, where you skip the speed, you go straight for the lair, straight for the upgrade. I feel like if he had just made use of that third hatchery that he had so early, it would have been a much different game.
It actually wouldn't have been so bad to go link speed either, because that allows you to get a much earlier third and deny your opponents as well. And it's usually the style that players try to go for instead, just because you get that extra scouting with the Zerglings as well.
Yeah, I really did like the fake link speed though. I think that was a really good decision because it pretty much
Yeah.
makes Chan Kim completely scared to move out and take his third, and makes him sit there behind the wall. But at the same time, you get to have your tech really fast.
On the other hand, it should have been a reason why Crimson takes his third base early, because Chan Kim wouldn't want to move out because of the fear of speedlings counterattacking.
Yeah, exactly.
So there really wasn't many reasons on why Crimson shouldn't have been doing it.
I mean, he did take that third early enough. It wasn't super fast, but it was an early third. He just didn't make use of it for a long time because he wanted to make all those roaches off 44 drones.
Yeah, in my opinion, it could have been a lot earlier given the information, though.
But to be fair, he
Yeah.
actually, like the mid game ended up reasonably even. Like Chan Kim was about 10 supply up, but that's not a game ending advantage. The real problem was when Crimson got supply blocked, ended up in the middle of the map, 20 supply down, and took the fight. I just don't
Oh
understand what
yeah,
happened there.
all of Crimson's fights in that game were pretty horrible. In
Yeah,
every single fight, he should have backed away way earlier.
yeah, I agree.
It can be scary for Zergs to back away in situations where you're losing a fight, because you might say, well, if I pull away now, I'm going to lose an extra 5 roaches. I'm not going to kill any
Yeah,
extra.
they get the moving
Well,
shots on you. But you can just
what's
stutter
the
away.
alternative though? If you like keep on attacking, you're just going to lose the rest of the army, and he's going to be even more ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And he had Burrow too. Like at that point, he had Burrow and there was
yeah.
no overseer. So maybe take the fight and use Burrow micro, or just Burrow and get out.
In hindsight, that's really easy to say, but usually you just kind of assume there's an overseer there, and it looks like a kind of last second realization from Crimson.
Yeah, in the heat of battle,
We didn't
it's hard to
really
notice.
realize it then either, so
That's
yeah.
true, and we're sitting here from the caster's position, so maybe
Yeah,
that's a bit of an overzealous criticism to make.
yeah, maybe. Anyway, so in this position, Chan Kim might be the one to pull through for eCKo. How many lives do each have left?
eCKo still have the one life only. Chan Kim's the last man standing, whereas Fray have
Yep.
3 lives left. It is currently
So Wally,
4-2.
Alopex, and someone else.
Yeah, I guess so. That's
I
if
think.
Alopex is around. I'm not really sure
Yeah,
who's
it is a
online.
maybe.
Oh, we're going
Wally,
C. Okay, never mind. I'm way behind here, apparently.
Wally is around though, if his computer is working. So
And Wally's ZVZ is pretty decent.
yeah, definitely. I versed him a couple of times recently, or maybe only once recently. I can't even remember. But yeah, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's been. I think he's 4-0 against me in our recent games. Really, really good ZVZ. Anyway, let's get back on this channel. What's it called? That one. So, what's your prediction coming up from Fray? Is it Wally or is it Chad Man? Those are the options in the channel.
Anything that I could have predicted in the past has been wrong so far.
I'm gonna say,
I thought Probe was going to have a much easier time.
yeah.
I
was
could have
surprised.
never
I was
predicted Crimson to do as well.
Yeah,
as he did.
Crimson did so good. Like he just bam, 3 players all gone, including what I would say are easily the 2 best on eCKo. Really, really strong. Although then again, I haven't seen much of Chan Kim, so maybe he's up there too. Because after that last game, that was a pretty strong showing. Apparently, it's Wally. It's a bit disappointing not to see Chapman come out yet, but I guess he's saving himself for the ace. That was game 6. So hopefully that means Wally has to choose the last map that's unused. That would be fun.
Hmm.
Not sure that's true though.
I
I think we've already
do
seen
believe it's.
2 games in Overgrowth anyway.
Yeah, that's true. What keyboard do you have? Is it a Razer one?
No, it's a ducky.
Okay. Razer ones are pretty notoriously loud,
Yeah, it is blue keys,
so that would
so
have been my guess.
blue switches.
Yeah, it did sound like blues.
Yep. They just feel so good, man. Alright, Debris Field, sounds good to me.
I have fond memories of Pinder inviting me to a debris field game. Out of the blue, I had no idea what was happening. This is when CISO was still like kind of active, and I was like, okay, accept. Instantly it starts, and we're both set to random.
That's how it works. RVR on the fields, it's classic.
So.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I have to stop you for a second here. I need to make a very sincere apology. I said the two best players on eCKo. What I should have said were 2 of the 3 best players on eCKo. Hopefully, God Schnitzel does not look down upon me too much for this severe transgression.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to make it sound bad that you wouldn't want to take Chan Kim out of the top 3 players for sure. That would really hurt Snitchel's feelings.
Oh man. Anyway, I guess we're just waiting on the rule for the map at this point. It is going to be Wally against Chan Kim, as far as I can tell.
I had such a hard time not laughing then. Dead serious. No.
Deadpan is best pan.
Chat going crazy.
It's fine. Oh,
I'm
thank
just
you.
waiting for him to talk down on me.
Thank you, oh hello Schnitzel, for having mercy upon my mortal soul. Oh, come on. Alright, Silverbeat knows what's up. Uh-oh. What's Wally got planned? He wants me to host, no one else. What's going on here? No, I am physically incapable of making Katarina. But thanks for asking. Yeah, it's so insensitive. I can't believe you'd even ask that. Apparently Crimson's straight back to the Counter-Strike. Wants me to advertise the stream. Just drop me a couple $100 in the PayPal and it'll happen, mate. Just give me a few minutes. Alright. Wally hosted, good. Wouldn't want to do any
Also
work.
called everyone a net decker.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much the biggest net decker I've ever seen in my life, so I wouldn't listen to him. Apparently it's me against Wally. I am choosing Protoss for sure. Ah, lame.
So close. Almost the ace for eCKo. You could have been one of their top 3 players.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I guess I could push Rival out of the top 3. That's probably right.
What I said isn't even from the song, it just rhymes with
Yeah.
it.
All right, let's get going. I'm so excited to see Chan Kim bring this back.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much from him apart from the announcement of him joining eCKo. So, yeah, it's good to finally see some games out of him and see that he's a decent Zerg player.
And apparently, Alapex is busy playing in a Chinese league, which is pretty cool. Just check that out on the chat. But here we go. In the bottom right, the new challenger. It's the player who's retired the most times in a year out of anyone in the world has ever stopped doing anything. It's Waldo, representing Fray.
That is a very accurate representation of what he's all about. Anyway, in the top position, we've got Chan Kim from eCKo Esports winning that last game, bringing eCKo back into contention. Still a long run left for him to have to win this for eCKo, but yeah, I think he's got a decent chance seeing how he played that last game.
Did you say his name? I missed it.
Yes.
All right,
I
good.
said it early.
Yeah,
See,
we keep doing that.
I'm messing with your mind now.
Anyway, something interesting here. We have the 9 pull from Wally. I like it.
We'll scout Chan Kim first with the Overlord as well, so that will help this go to the right direction with the Zerglings.
Yeah, they're going to go in the right direction immediately. Instead of sometimes if you scout the wrong way, there's like a 10-second period where they're running sort of in the wrong direction. But this is nice for Wally. Now the question is Chan Kim going to go 15 hatch again? I do like this from Wally because he saw the Chan Kim 15 hatch last time.
Yeah, he is.
And so many players feel comfortable on three-player maps doing this, but you really shouldn't be. You don't have to drone scout at all, and the 9 pull can still find its way to your base usually just as fast. So this is going to be a bit scary. It depends on his pull timing.
I actually mentioned it earlier tonight with if you scout last with your Overlord of 15 hatch, it can feel really scary in this kind of a situation.
Yeah.
But this is the exact situation where it just works out for you if you're the 9 puller.
And we do see the 2 more drones coming out, so it's a 16 pull at the earliest from Chan Kim. And it is going to be a 16 pull, there's no gas. So at least that's going for him, but it's still going to be a really hard defense to try and keep this hatchery alive.
One thing that I've actually noticed is all Zergs that we've seen tonight have seen their Overlords anti-clockwise on this map. So maybe it could be a good idea to send them clockwise instead to spot the other Overlord coming, like, more consistently.
Yeah, possibly. If you do that, it means that, I mean, if the other guy scouts counterclockwise, then you both get the same amount of information, basically.
Yeah,
which is kind of a nice thing to have, especially in a game if you feel like you've got the advantage in a straight-up game. But we see Wally here setting some links into the main to check the gas timing, some staying on the hatchery. This is how I like to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it takes the drones off of mining. And,
yeah, nice micro from Chan Kim though. Only pulling just the drones he needs, but that drone nearly goes down in a bigger drone pool. Meanwhile, this hatchery is losing HP rapidly. And Wally's chosen to go for the sort of King Kong style 9 pull where you take the gas but you do it a little bit later, so you get this queen out. But you do end up getting speed eventually. Possibly banelings.
Yeah, when King Kong was over at my house once playing some games when he was over at Adelaide that one time, I saw him do this style, and it's crazy how much aggression you can actually put off of such a low economy.
Yeah.
Of course, he does have godlike Ling Bane micro, so it does help him specifically.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he kind of blew my mind when the 9 pull did nothing, and then it still worked regardless.
Yeah, that's the thing. King Kong doesn't care about build order wins. He just beats you anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But we see here, Wally's done so much damage already. He killed the hatchery outright. He pulled drones off mining forever, and he's still getting drones coming off mining. And he's now at the stage where he's even on drone count, but he has this... Well, actually, his tech advantage isn't really there, to be honest. The speeds are actually at the same time, because Chan Kim did take that gas very fast after his pull. So I'd say it's a pretty even game at this stage. But Wally getting a much better side of this Ling engagement. Really weird fight from Chan Kim. He does want to push down and take this hatchery, but he doesn't have the Ling count yet. And yeah, we see Wally denying it on top of it. The Queen is going to come down and shoo it away.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, it's pretty even from this point, which is surprisingly...
What's Chan Kim doing with his gas, though? He's mined 150 gas and hasn't started his Bane Nest yet. He really needs to pull at least 1 drone out of gas and start that Bane Nest a while ago. There we go, he pulls them out now, but I think he's going to need the Bane Nest to defend this all in. Either that or more Queens ASAP.
He's finally making it. He will have to put his drones back onto gas eventually if he's having to build a lot of Banelings. So it would be interesting to see if he remembers to do that. Sometimes if you pull off gas, then you forget to put them back on versus Bane all-ins because you're busy microing,
Yeah, now
and then you just die later on because you don't have any Banes.
Wally is expanding too, so he's just going to try and pressure with this. He's not going to try for the outright kill, and I do like that. I feel like given that he knows how much gas Chankin was mining, he should know it's going to be perfectly possible for Chankin to pull off the Baneling defense here. So getting that expansion up is a much safer play from Wally.
There are more Lings out for Chan Kim right now, but yeah, I'm surprised that well, they wasn't able to build any Banes too close to Chan Kim's base because of that perk he just did. But yeah, Wally is up in supply though, and he does have a lot of Banes on the way.
Yeah,
Banes
it's
will
more
be
than
out in time
7.
for Chan Kim though.
Yeah, and as long as Chankin controls these 4 Banelings correctly, he should be okay here. But it might get a bit dicey. Anything can happen in these Ling Bane Knife Wars. Wally's coming in now. He comes up, but the Banes are split from Chankin. Oh, but nice connection by Wally there. All the Banelings go down for Chankin, and there's still 4 left for Wally. This Queen's going to go down for sure, and these Lings can't do anything.
There was also a pretty good connection there from Chan Kim, killing a lot of Lings of Wally.
Oh, but Wally's Lings are
Wally.
in the main, and there's nothing for Chankin. There's not even units in production, and the drones have to fight them, and suddenly the Banelings are here, and oh no.
Oh.
Massive connection there. There's so many red drones now, and another huge one, and this is it. Wally's done it. That's what we're talking about.
Right,
The Ling Bane. One little control mistake, and that's it. It's over.
That was really well done from Wally, cutting off the Zerglings from Chan Kim with those Banelings and running those Lings into the main. Just very well covering for his own Zerglings and making sure that Chan Kim couldn't really do anything to prevent that from happening. And yeah, then the Banes following up into the main just ended the game. It's hard to say if Chan Kim could have microed that better at the end there, but maybe having his Ling Bane over to the left side of the natural in hindsight would have been the correct decision so that some kind of run by like that couldn't happen. But yeah, that actually initially was a really good engage for Chan Kim. He killed a lot of Zerglings, but
He just didn't have the reserve Banelings. I think he needed 2 more Banelings just sitting at the top of his ramp or something.
Well, I'm sure Frenetic Array have surprised a lot of people in how dominating they've been against eCKo tonight, particularly Crimson.
Yeah, really nice play from Crimson, taking 3 maps, including killing off Rival and Probes. So I think he's definitely the most valuable player for tonight's Clan War. So nicely done by Fray.
Confirming in chat, he role-playing as King Kong.
It did smell a bit like King Kong. The control wasn't quite up there, though. A little bit too much of a net decky smell about it, you know. Anyway, really nicely played by Fray. Thanks for casting, Sato. Thanks everyone for watching. And this will be the end of the broadcast. I suggest everyone goes and becomes as casual as possible.
Wait.
And never tries again.
You can follow me. You can follow me on Twitter at Satu2.
Yeah, all that shit.
Boom.
Don't follow people. You should just shut yourself out from the world. Alright, fine. Follow Sato on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. I don't even use Twitter. I think I have one, but I don't check it. And good night.